Good morning, YouTube. Very exciting video today, isn't it? Yeah, very exciting. Today, oh, you're so cute. Today, we are carb loading. And how rude and horrible. I ran out of storage on my Osmo. And another reason why you need to sub. Because if I get more subs, then maybe I'll become rich and I can get 2 SD cards. Like, how scandalous. Anyway, we're talking about carbs today. Look at this. Because if you didn't know, we're not talking about Ironman. We're going to talk about an ultra. I am doing a 50k ultra on Sunday. And you would know if you follow me on Instagram, another plug, shameless one, we'll get them out of the way. And if you watch my previous video that I haven't actually put out yet, that I still need to sign off from like the other day, where I talk about the ultra. So no one even knows about that until I put it out. But we're going to talk about carb loading. I'm going to start today. Today is, I don't even know the day. It's Wednesday. Thursday. It's Thursday today. I've got the race on Sunday. Yes, technically speaking, there's studies that you only need to do about 2 days before carb loading. But anyway, I'm still Ironman training. I said I wasn't going to talk about Ironman training this week because I'm just on a deload, luckily. Just by chance, I just come off the back of a 20-hour training week. Go watch the video. So today we're carb loading. And we're going to talk about carbs, but I want to put you on the tripod now. Carb load, what is it and why do we do it? This stuff right here, carbs, are in fact our main energy source, and it's a main macronutrient for producing that energy, especially when we train. The premise behind it is that a couple days before, 2 to 3 days before your big event or race, what you want to be doing is increasing the proportion of carbs, increase the amount that you are consuming of this stuff right here. Studies do suggest that you want anywhere from 10 to 12 grams, I appreciate it might be a bit high for some people, per kg of body weight. So you can move that back down, go 7 to 12 for most people. And the point behind it is that what we're doing with this stuff is we are topping up and filling up our glycogen stores, which is essentially the tank that we will be using for that energy on the day. So a couple of days before, we're going to top it up, make sure it's nice and fuel. So when we come to a race day, you put yourself in the best possible position with your maxed out energy stores. But if you're someone who doesn't understand macros and you all find it a little bit confusing, just eat more of this stuff than you currently are to put yourself in that best position possible. It doesn't have to be complicated. Just see your plate and top it up a little bit more. But for myself, I'm currently still training for my Ironman. So I will be tracking, I'm going to go for around about 700 or above over the next kind of couple of days. And as a side note, you can actually carb load only around about 2 days prior. But again, like I said, I'm still training, although I am on a deload. It doesn't have to be anything complicated. Like this stuff, pasta, this is what I will be consuming. Pasta, rice, I've got fruit flakes, actual fruit, honey, bagels, raisins or sultanas, whatever you want to call them, cereal, treat, blueberry muffin, raisin breads, wraps, rice cakes. Like, it's not that difficult. This stuff you already have on your diet, just consume more of it a couple days prior, and don't try anything fancy, any tricks, any fads before or on race day, because it's simply just not worth it. What you're already consuming, just have more. So it is 10:40 already. I don't like to eat in the morning. I like to wait until like now, when I am actually hungry. That's mainly why I'm making this video and I'm trying to get through it because I'm absolutely starving. I'm gonna have breakfast. So I'm gonna take you through what I am consuming. I'll show you each meal if I remember. And that's it. We're gonna go over race day fueling, strategy, gear, all of this stuff in this video. And then the race day one might be a separate video because I don't want it being kind of too long. I'm gonna try and get this one out before Sunday, before I race. But right now, I'm gonna have some chicken wraps for breakfast. This is my favorite meal in the whole entire world. Like, I'll only show you today of carb loading because tomorrow will be the same, the next day will be the same. Like, this is all my diet. I didn't buy anything special for today. It's just what I consume and what I eat. So it's gonna be the same over the next kind of couple of days because I don't eat anything different. So this is meal number 1. We got 3 wraps, 310 grams of chicken, 55 grams of like banana flakes and 1 Granny Smith apple. That works out to be, give or take, the banana flakes were a little bit off and I can't be bothered to update it because it's not the end of the world. 1,300 calories. We're looking at 94 protein, 149 carb, and 38 fat. But it's not 38 fat, it's because the fat on them banana chips are a fair bit out, but I'm not that bothered. I'm tracking carbs and protein primarily today, and to be honest, macros don't really make too much of a difference when you are Ironman training, as long as you're getting in enough, because you're in a crazy deficit every single day. So I'm gonna eat this, and then I'll see you at meal number 2. Meal number 2 going down a little bit late. It's 3:20 because I had a C4, so I just simply wasn't hungry, and I've been editing a video. We got a bagel, cream cheese, and some sultanas, raisins, whatever the difference is. That's like an easy 70 carbs, so it brings the total up to 222 carb, 105 protein, and fat 47. But again, we're just mainly carb chasing today, so nice and easy. Then I will eat again, and then I've got to go get my sister, and then we're going to go for a run in a bit, so I'll have some more carbs around that kind of time. But yeah, I need to go shops as well because we are getting some what we call desi tapas, so dessert tapas, because we haven't had it in a while, and why not if we're carb loading for ultra? Treats. We're at my favourite shop ever. This has got something to do with carb loading because it's going to be snacks that's included later. I don't know if it's an Australia thing or it's just a Perth. It's called Basil's, and oh my god, the only way to describe it is, for UK people, it's like the M&S food section, but way nicer. And then for Americans, it's like Whole Foods, but not as shit, if that makes sense, because I wasn't really... Whole Foods, it was alright actually. It's like them too, if you're somewhere else, but I'm going to show you, we're going to pick up some snacks for me and my sister to have, well, dessert later after dinner, because we've got to run later as well, so... I got that last time and it is absolutely incredible. The desserts of choice: a carrot cake and a Ferrero Rocher ball. Meal number 3, I messed up. It's 5:48 because I went to the shop and then my sister was late getting out from work. But anyway, this is the pre-run snack. It's just some like Weetabix cereal things with 10 grams of honey, and it's another like 60 easy carb. So the total for the day now: 112 protein, 288 carb, and 51 fat. And I already know I want burgers for dinner when I come back, so I will run burgers, and then I'm gonna have chicken pasta for second dinner. This is meal number, I don't know now, it's post run. I said I wanted burgers, but we've gone with meatballs deconstructed, just cut up, 300 grams of jasmine rice, a glass of like juice or whatever. So that brings us to 137 protein, 400 carb, and 61 fat, which seems like it's not actually moving at this point. I'm running out of time, but we're gonna have dinner after this first dinner. After dinner snack, just having 3 slices of the raisin toast, but I just eat this bread, and half a pack of these mini rice cakes. That brings us up to 146 protein, 446 carb, and 64 fat. So I've kind of only just hit my macros almost for a normal day, minus the protein, obviously. Desi tapas. Oh, look like Mega Mind. This is pretty grim. It's supposed to be Ferrero Rocher, but it tastes nothing like it. That though, dank. I mean, can't track these, so we're just kind of pretend they don't really exist towards a total, but just they do at the same time. Oh. I take it back. Ferrero Rocher one's good.
Bit of taste like Ferrero Rocher. So chocolatey.
Meal number, not sure, it's 9:47. So we've got 270 is whatever had leftover rice, and there's honey in there. And I've got one lonely single burger. Just gonna eat this, and then we'll see what's next. Oh, the totals. So with these two included, I am on 185 protein, 580 carb, 76 fats. Okay, final meal, but everyone's in bed. I'll go over the macros tomorrow. What is up, guys? We're back. So it's day 2 of the pre-ultra stuff. If you remember yesterday, I kind of logged off like very quietly because everyone was in bed. So I'll finish off yesterday's kind of bit in regards to the carb loading, which is obviously going on today. I'm just going for the same foods, but I think we're going out for dinner tonight. So obviously give or take, I'm just making sure I'm getting enough in. But yesterday we finished on 200 protein, so it's actually technically a little bit under what I needed. I just ran out of chicken in the day, but I've stocked up today. What is tracked is 644 carb, but again, I didn't log the kind of deadly tapas that we had, the dessert stuff, so it would have been around about 700, if not more, to be honest with you, and 79 grams of fat. We're looking at like 40, nearly 200 calories. Again, not including, to be fair, it doesn't include the maltodextrin and things that I have like today that I've had, so I'll actually be over that today, which is sweet. Whew. It's happening, guys. We are one day out from the 50K. I'm gonna cover nutrition. I'm gonna try and do it as quick as possible because it's like the 3rd or 4th time that I've done it, to be honest with you, and each one was like 5 minutes long and no one wants to hear me talk about that. So, broken down super quick. No, it doesn't mean that I'm going to finish in X time. I have no idea how long this is going to take me. The second thing is I don't know if I have to carry all of this. I will find out tomorrow, but I don't want to leave anything to chance. There is nutrition on course. There's sweets. I think they said food or fruit. I can't remember. And there's electrolytes. However, leaving it down to someone else to prepare your race for you is a dumb idea. It will just, if anything goes wrong, like it's my fault. So taking the responsibility onto myself, this nutrition will cover me for around about 5.5 hours. And I don't know how I'm gonna feel. I don't know what the actual plan is. I've never ran this far in my life. The furthest I've gone is around about 24, 25K. This is of course 50K. It's completely new territory. So I don't want to preempt that I'm going to be feeling a certain type of way or it's going to be so difficult. I'm just going in to have fun. I'm excited for this challenge, but this is my nutrition. I don't know if it's right, to clarify. This is just from what I watch, from what I see, what I think is going to work for me and how I best understand things. I've broken it down into 5 bags that will carry me a little bit longer. So bag number 1, it has number 1 on, which represents an hour. I'm aiming for around about 90 carbs an hour. I've never gone this high, but again, this is just practice for my Ironman. It's a very weird practice doing a 50K for no reason, but it's just the way that I work. Hour number 1, 90 grams of carbs, 0 milligrams of caffeine. They have numbers on. The reason behind this is I've just started the race. I'm gonna have caffeine before and I'm gonna be hyped on adrenaline. I'm gonna be feeling good. There's no way I need caffeine within the first hour. Hour number 2, 95 carb, 50 milligrams of caffeine. I'm assuming by hour 2, the realization has set in like, oh shit, like you're doing a 50K, man. The way that I'm running it as well, not me, everyone, the course is 2 laps of 15.5 miles, so it's 31 miles, which is around about like 50K. I think it's slightly over, but anyway. So hour number 2, I'm gonna get like a nice boost, which will carry me through to hour number 3, 95 carb, 25 milligrams of caffeine, just a baby one, because I would have had the big hit previously in hour number 2. So this is where I'm assuming I'm gonna get into like struggle territory. Hour number 4, because this is like way beyond PB distance. It's 100 carb and 75 milligrams of caffeine. The biggest carb and caffeine hit of the day. I'm trying to monitor my caffeine and keep it like to a minimum realistically, because as you know, I've got a heart condition, so doing an endurance event is probably not the smartest thing to do. Adding loads of caffeine, even though I know that's stupid. So being careful with that. Hour number 5, 120 carb, 50 milligrams of caffeine, but it's split so I can have like 25, then I can either not have 25 or I can kind of, again, delay it. Extra carbs in 4 and 5 will be kind of making up like bag number 6. The reason why it's broken down like this is, like I said, I'm doing 2 laps. I don't know what the rules are. It's not in the briefing that you have to carry all your stuff, or I can leave it. For example, I can carry bag 1, 2, and 3 for the first lap, and then I can pick up 4 and 5 when I come round again on the second lap. I don't know, but this is very easy to carry. That if I do have to carry it, I will simply just do like bag 1 and 2 in my vest, bag 3, bag 4 and 5 behind me. They're not massive. I don't have to think. It's clearly laid out, and I've just got to have a bag an hour, basically. So easy. In regards to hydration, Precision Nutrition High Sodium, 750 milligrams per tab in 500 ml, and I will be carrying 2 500 ml bottles on me. I do have additional nutrition here that will just be like in a bag. Again, if I'm allowed to circle around to it. If not, I will deal with it tomorrow morning. But this stuff is up to me. It carried me for 5.5 hours. I feel like I've done a good job. If you race ultras or you know anything about it, give me a thumbs up. If I've done a really bad job, tell me nicely. But I'm gonna show you the gear that I've got, and we'll go on to race strategy as well. Let's talk gear, not the fun bodybuilding stuff. The stuff that I'm gonna be taking with me tomorrow, like wearing. It's nothing special, and it's just kind of what I have with me. But starting left to right, we've got my Oakley sunglasses that, of course, because it's actually sunny outside, it's not warm though, don't be confused. Headphones, I've got these Shocks Open Run 2, I believe they are. And then on my top half, I'll be wearing my vest, which is the Solomon Advanced Hydro Vest 4. It's actually the only vest that I have with me, so I don't actually have a choice. But the 50K distance, it's not that long of an endurance event in terms of that I'm not going to need poles or carry too much gear, so it kind of works out perfectly. In the front of that, I will be having my Solomon Flask 2 500 ml, and I've got like the additional like straw things that I use, because it's actually the first time I'm going to use them, but it just saves me kind of bending down too much. Still on the top half, I've got the Mountain Warehouse UV protection, like quick dry undershirt. So like I said, it'll be probably like 4 or 5 degrees tomorrow morning when I set off, and then most likely it's supposed to rain, so I've got a super small, lightweight, rainproof like over jacket thing that doesn't take up too much room, that if I get hot or when I get hot, I just kind of put it down the back and I won't even notice that it's there. In my vest, I'm going to have, of course, my heart tablet, anti-chafe cream, which I'm obviously not going to carry with me, but it will be what I'll be using tomorrow, because if you train adductors once in your life, you understand the struggles. We got some kind of joint roll on that I'll put on my knees, and I woke up with like a sore hip, so I'll put it on my hip before we set off, which is absolutely typical. My watch is a Garmin Fenix 6 Pro. Battery life is pretty sweet, so it's going to carry me through for the X amount of hours. And last off, we've got these creeper socks. They're like the weird toe things that used to exist, but apparently they've always existed and stayed within long distance endurance, like trail running. Apparently they're sick and you don't get any blisters. So we're going to test these out on my feet with my current blisters and see how I get on. And then of course for shoes, I actually brought my trail shoes, so I should have been trail running this whole time when I was in Bali and things like that. They're the Hoka Speedgoat 6 with the Gore-Tex, the waterproof version, just in case it does rain. So nothing special, nothing crazy. This is just what I'll be wearing and taking with me tomorrow. And we're going to go over strategy next. I'll do that later because I'm quite hungry and I want to go to use a hot tub now, because like I said, my hip hurts. So catch you then. We are back from the pool. I had a nice kind of like leisurely walk, rehab stuff. Then hot tub, sauna, steam room, just repeated that a couple of times. Super light, not doing anything, trying to stay off my feet. And now I'm just finishing off my bags. And then whilst I'm doing that, I thought I may as well talk to you, because I want to clock off and try and get to bed early tonight. We're just going to go for burgers, so extra fuel for tomorrow. I'm just putting half of these tablets into the bag, which means obviously 750 milligrams of sodium per hour, which is ideally what I would like. But enough about nutrition stuff, that was earlier chat. Race strategy. I'm going to be looking at my laptop because I've got stuff up, but I've written I've got the strategy written down for, I've evaluated the course. Let me actually just show you, I'll put it up here somewhere. So I've evaluated the course and this is my idea of what I'm going for. Miles 0 to 4, easy, settle in, got about 400 foot of elevation. Miles 4 to 6, this is where I'm going to be climbing, like power hike, try and keep the HR as low as possible because this is where it's most likely to spike. Got around about 600 foot and the grade that the map says is around about 7.5%. And then miles 6 to 9, this is like recovery and rest, easy running. I'm gonna use it as a bit like a shakeout. It's rolling climbs, so it's still up and it's still gonna be a bit difficult, but I'm gonna use it as like a getting ready because what's next from 9 to 13 is like rolling climbs. We've got 700 foot in the first of like 2 doubles that I'm going up, and this is kind of like the biggest part before the end. And then miles 13 to 15 is like a smooth descent that I'm going to kind of try and do it a bit quicker and just like use as little energy as possible. But there is a final hill which is like 250 foot in less than a mile, so it's like the steepest part, but then like I said, it's kind of downhill to the finish and then obviously lap 2 repeat. So the first kind of round is settling in, seeing this game plan, try and put it into action, and then I'll make a mental note. I'm gonna have it written down on my hand so I can see it, and then I'll make a mental note of like, okay, cool, that actually worked, that didn't work, I can push a little bit harder here, I can kind of back off a little bit here, with obviously being mindful that lap number 2 is completely new territory. I've never ran that far in my life, that you're probably sick of me saying, but that's essentially the game plan. I'm just packing everything, getting my bag together. I've charged my headphones, charged my watch. I've got the live tracking link that this video is going to be out after it anyway, so you're not going to get the live tracking link. But that's why you should follow me on Insta, because it will be posted on my story. So yeah, I'll maybe film a little bit in the morning, or that may go into like the race day vlog, because I'm going to try and film what I can, but filming does take a lot of effort. So I'll see what comes out. Obviously I'm going to be by myself, so I can't get anyone to film me. So you just have to make do with whatever, but I'll wrap this up now because it's been 3 minutes and 30 seconds. Peace, see you tomorrow, and let's go. Also, hit the sub button, don't be a snake. I'm so close to 100, and what have I got to do? I'm doing an Ironman and an Ultra, even though I'm not doing it for subs, but it does make cool videos, so follow along and hopefully I can get this channel moving. See you when I'm an ultra runner.